Let's turn back time to at least 10 years ago. It was a winter break, and it was freezing outside. I was walking towards the subway station, and now I can't remember where I was going at all. Maybe I was on my way home from work, or perhaps I was just there to pick someone up, whatever the case may be. At that time, my mind was filled with my own worries, completely immersed in my own world. Once inside the station, I found a place to sit down, and someone immediately caught my attention. There was a young woman in a blue, white, and grey jacket pacing back and forth on the platform, muttering to herself as if she were talking to herself. I shrugged and told myself it was none of my business, but sometimes you just can't pretend you didn't see. The woman kept pacing back and forth on the platform, occasionally sitting down, and then suddenly standing up again, while other passengers were also pretending not to notice anything. At this moment, the subway arrived, and people began to slowly stand up and walk towards the edge of the platform. I remember seeing an older man at that time who was also waiting for the train, but who could have imagined? Suddenly that young woman appeared out of nowhere, ran up behind the man, and pushed him onto the tracks. The screams from the crowd I will never forget in my life. But what was even more chilling was that although everyone was screaming, no one actually stepped forward to help. I even saw someone holding a phone with the flash on, taking pictures, just standing there photographing the person lying on the tracks. The sound of the subway grew louder and closer. The sense of oppression was suffocating. Just as the screams reached their most terrifying peak, the subway roared past, crushing everything in its path. I snapped back to reality, looked around, and saw the girl who pushed the person quickly running up the stairs, fleeing the scene. People were still screaming, some had started crying, and others followed the girl up the stairs. Whether to chase her or to report to the police, I couldn't tell. Everything happened so fast. I just stood there, with my mouth agape, completely stunned. For a long time, I blamed myself. Why didn't I try to help that man? But more than one person told me that if I had jumped in to help, I might not be here to tell you this story now. The girl who pushed him was caught, but I don't remember if she was charged with murder or sent to a mental institution, because without a doubt, that girl was crazy. Since then, I've always been nervous when taking the subway, but thank goodness, many people are as scared as I am. So I don't have to endure the anxiety of watching people walk too close to the edge of the platform alone. Everyone reminds each other to stay safe. As time goes by, the panic over subway pushers has gradually faded, but every now and then, such incidents still occur. Just last month, there was another case, and the person arrested was also a woman. It's said that she didn't even know the person she pushed. She just randomly picked someone and almost killed them. Every time I hear such news, I always recall the fear from back then. One minute, you're standing there thinking about your own things, waiting for the subway, and the next minute, everything could be gone. Life can be so cruel sometimes. It ended so suddenly just because some lunatic decided you had to die. And this lunatic might be someone you've never met in your entire life. Honestly, when I think about how many such people there are in the world, it scares me. This is also why I never get up to board a vehicle before it has come to a complete stop.